In this video, we'll go over my dog Arlo's pack and what he carries on our backpacking trips. One of the best things about your furry friends is they can join you on your adventures. However, there are some items my dog will have with him and rely on me for survival. We'll first start off with training. A good rule of thumb is to not overload and not overwork your dog. Dogs can generally carry about 25% of their body weight. However, golden retrievers are prone to hip dysplasia and joint issues, so I try to keep his load on the lower side between 10 and 15% of his body weight. Arlo weighs roughly 77 pounds, so Arlo's load range will be between 7.7 and 11.2 pounds. If I were to push it to 20% of his body weight, that would be roughly 15 pounds that he could carry. But again, I like to keep it on the lower side. I do want to emphasize that you don't want to throw your dog into these adventures without training them first. Dogs aren't meant to traverse over long distances without proper training. Dogs can collapse from exhaustion. The same goes for any type of animal. You can run a horse to death just by exhausting it. The same goes for our furry friends. Humans have incredible endurance and can outperform any animal when it comes to stamina. So you need to keep that in mind next time you go for a long run with your dog. You need to train them for it first. I'd recommend reaching out to your vet to see what they say about your dog's health and what they can do on these trails. The same goes for any type of load or pack that your dog will carry. You want to train them and ease them into it. Similar how we'll get blisters, sore shoulders, joint pains from carrying a heavy backpack. Well, our pets are no exception, and they'll get those same pains without training on their end. The only difference is our pets can't verbalize their pain like we can, with the exception of whining. But with their whines, it's sometimes hard to distinguish whether they're in pain or exciting and having a good time. But it's important to know and understand how your pet behaves so you both can have a fun hike. Harness and saddles. Arlo has the True Love harness with removable saddlebags. I went with removable saddlebags because I like the option to take his bags off while he still has the harness on. If we're going backpacking and we need to remove his bags for whatever reason, I want him to still have a harness. The harness weighs 14.1 ounces and the saddlebags weigh 15.7 ounces, almost 1 pound each. Additionally, I use the Amazon Basics waist bungee leash. I use this type of leash so I can attach Arlo to my hips or to my pack while keeping my hands free. Arlo also wears a glow collar for identification during low visibility. The collar can glow and can be turned on and off, and this helps during hours of darkness. The collar weighs 2.5 ounces. When training Arlo for backpacking, I will have him wear his empty bags on our walks and day trips just to get him used to the packs, and over time I'll slowly add weight to it. Items carried. Now the following items will be packed in Arlo's bag. Now not all these items will be needed or be carried by him, but I do like to have Arlo carry his share of the load. One of the first items we'll see on his bags is his collapsible water dish. Water is important to keep your animals hydrated, and they need a way to drink their water and eat their food. Arlo carries 2 collapsible dishes, one for water and one for food. The water dish usually hangs on the outside for easy access. The collapsible dishes weigh 2.5 ounces. The second noticeable item on his pack is his water reservoir and hoses. In the beginning, I used water bottles, but soon discovered that those are cumbersome and would create imbalances in his pack. I have to alternate between the water bottles in order to keep it balanced. But since then, I created a makeshift water reservoir system. This system uses 2 platypus 1 liter bladders, 2 ounces total, and I created a hose system with a siphon pump on the end. The intent was to create a pump system to allow for easy access for him to drink from. Arlo could drink from the hose, or I could pour it into his water dish. A water system weighs 5.7 ounces. Carrying the 2 liters of water is an additional 4.4 pounds. For medical and emergency items, Arlo carries a medical dog bag. This has all types of bandages, ointments, tweezers, and accessories to help in pet care when he's in the wilderness. This med pack weighs 12 ounces. The second medical item, and I think one of the most important, is the Fido Med Harness. This is for those worst case scenarios where Arlo would get injured, where he would not be able to walk with us. The harness allows him to be hung off my body as we leave. It's not fun for me because that's an additional 77 pounds, but it's what will be necessary to move him. Additionally, it'll be easier to carry him in that harness than it would be in my arms. This harness weighs 9.8 ounces. Arlo will also carry a roll of doggy bags. This is part of the pack it out and leave no trace principles. This roll of dog poopy bags weighs 1.1 ounces. I do have a rough wear camp leash, which we can bring with us if we are expecting to stay in a busy campsite. This piece of gear is location dependent, and if we expect other campers to be there. To prevent Arlo from wandering around while at camp, his leash system can be hooked between 2 trees, and you explore the immediate area. It's also useful too if you want to let him out in the morning to use the bathroom, and I don't have to monitor him wandering away. Food. Realistically, Arlo can't carry all of his dog food, so we'll have to carry it mostly in our food storage. However, I do have 2 baggies that he'll carry, one on each side, that carries more than 2 servings per bag. All this hiking activity will cause Arlo to burn more energy, so he'll eat more, and we like to have that food at quick access in his bag. Now, Arlo doesn't need a sleeping bag as temps don't get below freezing. However, if we do go in such climates, I do have a synthetic child sleeping bag that I have modified for him. It's too bulky for him to carry, so we'd have to carry it. Sleep pad and roll. Again, not really an item that he needs, but if we want something for him to lay on while we're in the wilderness, also to prevent him from laying on our air mattresses, we can carry this item. Entertainment. Most of the time, Arlo can find a stick or a pine cone for him to carry around and chew on, but we do have a ball for him to play catch or him to chew on. Additionally, some snacks and treats that he gets while we're at camp. Most of the time, moving on the trail keeps him occupied, and when we're at camp, he doesn't want to do much anything except snuggle. Well, there you have it. We took a look at Arlo's pack and what he carries on our adventures. Remember, your furry friends don't have as much stamina as you, and you can only go as far as your weakest link. So don't overwork them and take it easy on them. Practice. I don't recommend doing this with your pets unless they are trained and are up for adventures. Every pet is different, so this is how we rock it. I hope some of you got something out of this. Maybe gave you a different perspective if you plan on bringing your pets with you, backpacking. So until next time, enjoy the trails, and thanks for watching.